there's no one I can turn to.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and start. Good evening. It is now 5 o'clock, June 24. Welcome to the Calexico Unified School District Board of Trustees meeting. We're going to start the meeting with item A, opening items. A1, call to order. Janet?
Trustees present this evening are Trustee Romero, Trustee Alvarado, and Trustee Ciro Calderon, with Trustee Lorenzo Calderon Jr. and Trustee Magallanes absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Janet. A2, Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please stand up? Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. Thank you. Item B, presentations. B1, outstanding perfect attendance. I guess this is for 12 or 13 years, Mr. Gonzalez?
Well, good evening, trustees, and good evening, community watching, and all of our staff here. So the next presentation that we have, it's a great honor to give. And as educators that I see here, classified, certificated staff, when it comes to perfect attendance, we know that it is not easy whatsoever. 1 year in itself to have perfect attendance is difficult. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years is incredibly difficult. But when we have students that have perfect attendance, since they've been in kinder all the way to 12th grade, that is absolutely amazing. And so I am extremely proud of 2 students that we have here today that we're going to be recognizing for their incredible efforts, their perseverance, and just that determination in wanting to accomplish a goal and showing that it can be done. And so I want to recognize 2 students. We'll start off with our first one. Camilo Garcia has, if you can stand up, Camilo. Camilo has maintained a perfect attendance from kindergarten all the way through high school. Some of the schools that he attended, and maybe some of you here were staff or teachers of him, Dual School Elementary School. And that is my alma mater as well, by the way. Enrique Camarena Junior High School. And Calexico High School for 13 years of perfect attendance. And if you can just stand right there, Camilo. Our second student that we're recognizing for perfect attendance, we have Ethan Noriega. If you can please stand. Ethan has had perfect attendance as well. Ethan attended Our Lady of Guadalupe Academy for 9 years with perfect attendance. And then throughout Calexico High School, his 4 years as well, he had perfect attendance as well. Congratulations. So, as I mentioned, it is not an easy feat to accomplish a goal of having a perfect attendance. And I'm sure as the parents are here as well, they will tell you, when a student has that drive that they're going to have a perfect attendance, I can guarantee you throughout that time, they probably had doctor's appointments. I'm sure they probably fell ill. I'm pretty sure the family had an activity or event that they may needed to have the student not go to school. But it's them themselves, I bet you, that put that pressure on their parents saying, nope, I need to go to school. I want to go to school. And so from a very early age, to have set that goal for yourself, both Ethan and Camilo, is unbelievable. And I just want to say that you are true role models for ourselves. You are role models for a lot of our students here for the Calexico Unified School District. And to be here, both of you, and being recognized surely means that it is possible when you have that drive and you have that determination. So let's give another big round of applause. And also present here, very important, we want to recognize the families. So we want to congratulate the parents of Camilo Garcia. If you can please stand as well, let's give them a big round of applause. And many of you may know Ms. Hortensia Armendariz. She is our FRC coordinator. And Mr. Camilo Garcia is councilman for the city of Calexico. And also, if we can have the parents of Ethan Noriega please stand. Also, two of our staff member as parents, administrators for the district. We have Ms. Nena Noriega, principal of Mains Elementary School. And Mr. Noriega, assistant principal at Calexico High School. I'm going to read the following plaque. It says, Calexico Unified School District. Calexico Unified School District recognizes Camilo Garcia Jr. for outstanding perfect attendance from kinder through 12th grade, June 24th, 2021. Congratulations, Camilo. If you can please go to the front with your family. Let's give them another big round of applause. And trustees, if you can please come up so we can take a picture. And our next plaque reads, Calexico Unified School District. Calexico Unified School District recognizes Ethan Noriega for outstanding perfect attendance from kinder through 12th grade, June 24th, 2021. Congratulations, Ethan. If you can please come up with your family. So in closing, Camilo and Ethan, so you have proven again that you through your commitment, determination, and perseverance, that you can accomplish whatever you set your minds to. In this case, you had perfect attendance, amazing for 13 years. We have no doubt that you will accomplish any goals that you set for yourselves in the future. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Alvarado, Mr. Romero, Ms. Magallanes, and Mr. Calderon Jr., we congratulate you, not only you, Ethan and Camilo Jr., but your parents. It's not an easy task. I know this. So congratulations not only to the students, but also to the parents. Thank you. Okay, so that was item B. Item C, public comments, closed session items only. We have about 10 items. So, of course, number one would be Jose Guillen? Is it Guillen? Jose Guillen, please, thank you.
Too much technology. Okay, my name is Jose Guillen. Like before I said, I'm a retired CSEA. And I would like to comment what happened last Tuesday. Somebody came over here and talked about personal commission. And one of the things that got me was the hiring. And I gave every single one of you, the superintendent, Ms. Janet Burgos, and the three school board members, the way things are supposed to be for hiring somebody. I don't know if somebody misled the lady that came over here Tuesday, saying things that were not really true. Some of them were. Nepotism, compadres, I'm 100% with her. But not the hiring of a person that's classified. I think, in my mind, somebody's trying to, I don't know what kind of word to put it, but something bad about the personal commission. And we had it over here because it was voted in. And like I said before, school board members, the superintendent has nothing, has no power for the personal commission. Classify is for the personal commission only. You don't have any power. I want you to put that on your mind. No power. The personal commission is different from this entity. And that's why I put it in here, and it's very clear. A vacancy, PC receives a position from control from signed from the principal, director, superintendent, assistant superintendent of business and service, sometimes project, accounting, assistant superintendent of human resources. We review the information on the form, accurate work schedule site, etc. We review if we have current eligibility list. If we do, we started a recruitment as a transfer person, 3 ranks on current list. We send our recruitment flyer via email to classify employees. When it closes, we schedule interviews for regional. I don't want to read everything, but the thing is, my point is, somebody misled the lady. We don't hire, the personal commission doesn't hire anybody. The personal commission is like an information that the superintendent says, we need a couple of people to work as custodians. So that's when the personal commission start doing it. After everything is done, then they give it back to the superintendent or the human resources, and they do the hiring. And about the nepotism, like I say, you guys do it. And I'm sorry to say that, but you guys do it because I worked here before. And that's all I have to say. And I hope the school board members put that, I want to remind you, put that on your mind. Don't do nothing with the personal commission. We're a separate entity. We have our own budget. We do everything separately. The director of the personal commission is such a good lady that I always get angry with her because she's too nice. And I always tell her, don't do what they tell you to do unless they ask you. Because you gotta ask them. You don't have the power to tell them what to do. And you gotta say thank you or please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guillen. Next is Ellie Holloway.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, I would like to personally congratulate Camilo and Ethan. They were both my students, and they're both very special to me. They're very special to Calexico, very special to Calexico Unified, and they're very, very special to me personally. Since I came here last, I've been thinking. You know, I wasn't raised in the Imperial Valley, but I have lived and worked in Calexico for decades, and without regret. The people I've come to know and care about have treated me with genuine affection and respect. But let's face it, Calexico is not the most picturesque little city in the world. When I was younger, I used to meet with some friends in Palm Desert during the summer. I would always ask myself, this area is so geographically similar to the Imperial Valley, and the climate is equally as miserable in the summer. Why then does Calexico look the way it does when the Palm Desert areas are so beautifully planned and managed? I soon realized that the difference was vision. The valley lacked modern visionaries. This school district has spent millions and millions of dollars to upgrade facilities to make them visually attractive. But there is still no vision for the future here. How are you going to recruit an engineering teacher to come to our new STEM program when Central Union has their own STEM project and will offer a new teacher $15,000 more than we do? It'd be nice if I had my speech. How are we going to replace the tsunami of teachers who will retire in the next 3 years? How are we going to retain the replacements after they are tenured? A visionary would have prepared for this. If we are beautiful on the outside and empty and slowly rotting on the inside, we are failing. Please understand that for me, this is not about money. It's about my legacy. I have worked to help raise 2 generations of Calexicans. I want to know that the person who replaces me will have the same commitment and passion. You have the chance and probably even the responsibility to right this ship. It's just a matter of vision. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Holloway. Marina Martinez, please.
Good afternoon, board. Good afternoon, teachers and parents. I'm here today as a mother, as a parent that has a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. Even though I'm a teacher and I'm starting on my 20th year, I'm here to speak to you as a parent. My daughter just graduated from kindergarten. She had an absolutely amazing teacher. together with her kinder team, they were able to pull through this pandemic and give these kindergartners their best year that will set the tone for the entire education years to come. I want to tell you that my daughter was able to be Citizen of the Month, Student of the Month, Leader of the Year, Digital Scholar, and she had perfect attendance the entire year. So as you can see, her family has supported her all through this pandemic, her teachers, because the kindergarten team at Jefferson School is amazing. You rock. And by now, my daughter is able to read decodable books, and she's on her way to start, first grade. She begged me to enroll her in summer school, and I said, I'll do it, but they never called her. She's in the waiting list. She loves school so much that that's what she wanted, to go to summer school. So today, as you can see with the evidence that I presented you, as parents, we're doing our part. As teachers, they're doing their part. So I'm asking you, can you please do your part? Can you please do your part to retain highly qualified teachers to stay here in Calexico? Can you do your part to make sure that my daughters have a highly qualified education so that when they decide to go to a university, they'll be able to apply and be accepted? What does it guarantee me that the next 13 years we'll be able to maintain qualified teachers when other districts, north, a couple of miles away, can pay more than you pay here in Calexico? Please, I want you to think about this, because this is not only affecting me and my two daughters, but I think it's affecting the entire community in Calexico and all the kids here in Calexico. We don't want to go a couple of miles north, carpool a couple of parents to take them to El Centro School. We don't want teachers to leave. So please, I ask you to do your part and to please negotiate in good faith. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Next is Mayra Hernandez.
Dear Board of Trustees for CUSD, kudos to everyone at CUSD for completing the 2020-2021 school year. It has been quite a challenging experience this past year and a half, attempting to combine our roles as parents with our professional roles as Calexico educators. Many of us have been through life-changing difficulties such as personal losses. However, it is in these challenging times where we have found the strength, the faith and motivation to push our students forward and carry out our duties as teachers. Life does not stop, and the show must go on. We have embraced our community and students by telling them that everything will be all right, even when we're not even sure what the near future and in-person learning will look like. It is with this sense of commitment and responsibility that we have worked on planning meaningful lessons, the ones that engage and promote student learning and achievement. Despite the pandemic and its numbers, our fears of getting sick, and the aftermath in the months to come after all this crisis, we have been able to monitor and adjust our instruction to the different models as per our district's request. As educators, we have always supported our school district and its leadership. We have promoted professional subordination and collaboration to have a mutual, strong educational vision. However, in recent years, as certified staff, we don't feel that respect, support, and recognition is mutual. The money factor is not the main priority in our profession. However, the cost of living has increased, including the extra expenses in many of our families due to the COVID crisis, plus the fact that other neighboring school districts in the Imperial Valley have been receiving constant pay raises as well. At this point, we feel the moral and economic need to request a much-needed pay increment. We're on the battlefield on a daily basis. We face the challenges of teaching state academic standards to Calexico's children with knowledge, passion, and determination. We do not give up. We are proud Calexico educators that love teaching, but also believe in recognition for a job well done. Please consider this petition with the respect and seriousness it deserves. Do not underestimate our professional contribution to the community. Do not miss out on the opportunity of returning some dignity and recognition to the teaching profession, which is what we treasure the most. As a community, it is hard and sad to see how we have a tendency to lose good teaching prospects from the region, and even from neighboring states to other districts. The reason? The lack of leadership to offer competitive salaries to our professionals. The district's claim is always the same: the health insurance plan that we have at Calexico Unified. It has been 4 years without an increment. It has been 4 years where the cost of life and inflation has increased as well. So even considering our health plan, we're still underpaid compared to other districts like Brawley, El Centro Elementary, and Central Union, just to mention a few. No wonder qualified prospects do not give our district a chance as their first or second choice for a teaching position. We love our community. We have the best kids. Unfortunately, other professionals do not get to experience the warmth, willingness, and desire to succeed of our Calexico's children, simply because they apply and get hired somewhere else. We all need to start believing, but we also need to start attracting great educators to Calexico with competitive salaries so we can regain our leadership in terms of education, employment, and generation. Thank you for your attention, dear Board of Trustees. Please do not be afraid of doing what is correct and legitimate. Please don't stain the salary petition process with the current allegations and accusations taking place in our district. Let's build together, not destroy. Dear Board of Trustees, we need you, proactive and strong. Dear Calexico administrators, we need you, professional, capable, and strong as well. We all pray that you are able to fix your differences and manage your work cooperatively for the benefit of our community. Calexico, let's heal, grow, and continue shining. Blessings.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Next is Maria Bravo.
Good evening. My name is Maria Bravo. I have been an employee for Calexico Unified School District for 22 years. The Personnel Commission had just been voted in a year before, and thanks to their good work ethics, I am still employed. And I thank them because they do a magnificent job, and for someone to come up here and discredit them is a shame. But I'm here to talk about negotiations, which is a delicate subject that seems to fall on deaf ears by you, the board. Every single time the state provides the COLA to the school district, we only hear of it, but we don't see it. Do your attorneys drive up to Sacramento and negotiate for a COLA with the state controller or with the governor? How do you do it in order to receive the COLA without begging or negotiating with the state? Because both bargaining units would like to apply that same method with you. The cost of living has risen many times in the past 7 years, and we are still playing catch up. Or as someone said at the last meeting, it's an adjustment. It's not a raise. The monies that you receive should be wisely spent on your employees. But all we see is that that money is being spent on attorney fees, investigators, and consultants. That is our money. And more of those funds will be spent on scandalous actions. We deserve and need the adjustment of monies to survive and provide the quality of service that you expect us to perform. This is 2021, not 2011. Justice needs to prevail. By achieving it, we need a fair and equitable contract in order for justice to triumph. Listen, do not ignore us. And I hope the other 2 board members that are missing, they show up, because it's a total disrespect for them not to come here and listen to our public comments. As just the same way they were walking precincts, campaigning back and forth, they should show up and do their diligent job. So this message also goes out to them, and for them to show more respect. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bravo. Next is Cristina Costa.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gonzalez, Board of Trustees, community, and fellow teachers. My name is Cristina Costa, and I am a teacher at Jefferson Elementary. Many of my colleagues before me have already shared about the commitment that we as teachers here in Calexico have to our students, and we've also discussed the passion that we have for our profession. We have also shared the frustration of not feeling respected and always having to fight for a raise or an adjustment, as has been previously shared, when other districts do not have to go through this. Today, I want to make sure that my message is very clear with you, Mr. Gonzalez, and also the Board of Trustees. I want to start by sharing an expression I teach to my students. I teach 5th grade at Jefferson, because I believe it will help them succeed in life. I know you are all familiar with it. Actions speak louder than words. What exactly does that mean? Well, it has many meanings. What you do carries more weight than what you say. Doing is better than just speaking. Your actions are more significant than your words. It emphasizes that what you do is more important and shows your intentions more clearly than what you say. It is an expression that is often used to advise a person to do something that is positive. Mr. Gonzalez, in your own words, you have told the teachers of Calexico that we are dedicated, that we are innovative, that we are determined, creative, strong, passionate, and so on. If what you have said is true, then your actions should match your words. We, the teachers, have gone without a raise for 4 years. We, the teachers, have continued to work without a contract for 2 years. It is time for your actions and the actions of those of the board to speak louder than your words. I call on each and every one of you this afternoon to do something positive, negotiate in good faith, and give the teachers of Calexico Unified a raise and a contract that is not only well-deserved, but long overdue. No excuses. And I just want to add, because I know one thing for sure, as teachers, our actions are louder than our words. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Costa. Next, Javier Rodriguez.
Yeah, David Gustavo. David Gustavo. You did?
Good afternoon, everyone. I would imagine that not many people here know who I am. I'm not usually at these board meetings, to be honest. I tend to keep to myself, so I won't be embarrassed or offended if you've never heard my name before. My name is Javier Rodriguez, and I'm an English teacher at Calexico High School. I've taught there for almost 20 years now. In that time, I've been lucky enough to teach many of your children in the classroom, or coach them on the tennis court, or possibly I was an advisor for a club or another activity. My daughter just graduated from Calexico High School, and next year she'll be attending UC Santa Cruz. She was an excellent student and a star athlete for Calexico High School. I lost count of how many awards and recognition she's received in her 18 years, but I'm proud of every single one. During her high school tenure, I did my best to drive her to San Diego every weekend so that she could take a tennis lesson from one of the top tennis coaches in the country. Every time I took her, I paid $120 a lesson, and after gas and a quick meal, that lesson really cost me close to $200. I know what you might be thinking to yourself. Look at Mr. Moneybags over here. But I hope you see the point I'm really trying to make. The truth is, the only way I could afford those lessons was sacrificing and saving money everywhere I could. I've never purchased a new car for myself. In the last 2 years, I have worn the same pair of shoes that I'm wearing today. I only own a handful of pants and shirts that I wear over and over again. I personally eat top ramen and peanut butter sandwiches like a college student. I've considered this a necessary sacrifice to ensure that I give my daughter the best that I can give her. Could I have paid less for another tennis coach? I could, but it wouldn't have been the best, and she deserves the best. With any luck, my son, who is an incoming freshman, will achieve the same or better. Every student in Calexico deserves the best. The reality we all know, and very few will say in education, is that competitive salaries will make us as a district competitive. If you want the best, you have to be willing to pay for the best. Don't get me wrong. We have some amazing teachers here at CUSD, so many that have impacted my children in so many ways. But in the 20 years I've been here, I have seen a lot of our amazing teachers leave to other districts for better pay and opportunities. I don't foresee this trend changing anytime soon. As many of our up-and-coming and even some veteran teachers become aware that there are places they can make an impact and that they don't have to fight tooth and nail every year for everything they have, they will continue to leave us. If for just a second, we can all have a moment of absolute honesty, and every single one of us would tell our children to work somewhere that values them and will provide them with the financial compensation they deserve. How many of us would look at our salary schedule and that of other districts and make an honest and sincere recommendation that they work here? I have never felt the divide in this district that I feel today. Year after year, we are told there is no money for raises. But year after year, every other district in the Imperial Valley seems to provide their staff with the compensation they deserve. Whether it's COLA or some other type of negotiated raise, we always seem to be the district that seems to be in some kind of financial trouble and cannot even provide teachers with a cost of living adjustment that the state of California provides you for us. We are told that our health benefits cost too much, but when we crunch the numbers and include the benefit costs with our salary, we still fall well below so many other districts. I'm no mathematician, but I do consider myself someone with common sense, and I can confidently say that what we are told by you makes no sense. I chose to work at this district 20 years ago because this is where I wanted to make a difference, and I've stayed here because this is where I want to continue making a difference. I want to give my students the best that I can give them. But at some point, the district needs to demonstrate that you are willing to give your best, and right now, that is not happening. When I first started teaching, I obsessed over learning everything I could about grammar and literature and how to write an essay because I truly believed that was how I would make a difference in my students' lives. If I was excited about subject-verb agreement, my students would be too. I have never been more wrong about anything in my life. My students really cared about who I was and whether or not I really cared about them. In short, could they trust me? I could probably go on and continue talking about this epiphany or the importance of creating an ideal classroom environment, but we've all seen Stand and Deliver, and I'm pretty sure Edward James Olmos can do a better job than I can. So why am I talking about this? In short, trust. The relationship between a teacher and a student is not much different than that of the relationship between administrative personnel and staff. When we trust each other is when we can finally work together to accomplish truly great things. When we feel that we are really there for each other, we can begin to work and find solutions. But I would be hard-pressed to find too many teachers that feel that this district has their best interests in mind. As we continue negotiations, please remember that you are not just negotiating a salary schedule. You are also negotiating the message about what our district values most. Do we value working tirelessly to keep so many outstanding teachers and to attract future generations of the best teachers we can find? As a teacher, but most importantly as a parent, your decisions affect the potential quality of education that every student at Calexico Unified School District can receive. I trust that you have every student's best interest in mind because they deserve your best.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Analisa Pacheco.
Just give me a second. Good evening, school board members. The last time Calexico Unified School District employees received a raise was in 2017. That means that CUSD has not offered any increases in the past years of 2018, 2019, 2020, and we're now in 2021. It also means that Calexico's reserves that is not listed in the budget should have been accumulating since no salary increases were given. Now, the bottom line is, does the district have reserves in the budget to offer its employees a salary increase? It's either yes or no. But if it's no, why don't we have the reserves? What has the money been spent on, or what are you saving it for? We, Calexico Unified School Districts, have been ignored long enough. It's time for action. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pacheco. And Belen Donato.
Good afternoon, community, classified teachers, board members, and administrators. My name is Belen Donato, CSEA Chapter 399, past president. And the reason that brings me here are two items. First of all, negotiations. I was in the past term, I was the president, and with the group of my colleagues, we were trying to convince you that to increase our salary, you don't have to pay us money. We told that several times to administrators, to Mrs. Esther Martinez, that is part of Personnel Commission, to some of the members and the lawyers. We here present a plan for that. And how was the plan? The plan was the salary schedule. You hold and hold that idea. We never receive any answers. Now that the salary increase at 14 per hour for people outside, that salary already, it's higher than some of our members here inside. Let's put it this way. You want to increase just a few cents only for a few people, when we deserve at least 4 times more than the basic salary outside the district. And then you need to go up in any job or I forgot the name, but you have all the plan. We came here several times. We discussed it in negotiations, and we didn't receive any answers. And I'm just want to tell you one thing. You need to start listening. The things again on negotiations are happening again with the new administration in CSEA. If you don't listen, everything that you have in your mind, that is the classified members and the teachers, it's in a pink world because you're not seeing the reality that we are suffering. We give you a lot of exits to resolve the problem on time. And now you're hurrying just to have a document signed that is not benefiting anybody. So that's one point. The other point is that during pandemia and now that we are in summer school, I saw that you're trying to put some 5G antennas or towers. I want to ask you, when did you present to the public research in order to let us know that radiation it was coming in every single school of the district? We have 2 antennas already. In high school, there were 3 brand new antennas at Willie. It was one at Willie that has at least 2 years. And probably you're asking, why are you asking right now about the antennas or the towers? I'm asking you this because now we're worried that from 2 years in a row, we have more than 5 cases in one of our schools that the antenna is working. At high school, we have a list. We discussed this between the leadership at the chapter, and we know that this is not something that is randomly. We ask you to do our research, put a public statement, just to be sure that everything is safe. These antennas emit radiation for 10 hours, 5 days a week, 500 meters surrounding areas. Please, we deserve to know. If you do our research, we need to know that we're safe, that our kids are safe, that the employees are safe, and also the citizens of this beautiful place that is Calexico. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Donato. That was item C, public comments only on closed session items.
Mr. President, just for the record, we did have another comment submitted by Leslie Arguiles. She was supposed to zoom in, and she did not. So just for the record.
Okay, did she submit something in writing? Okay. She's not here? No? No soon? Okay. So, okay, that was item D, public comments. Item D, announcements of convening into closed session. Into closed session, we will discuss E1 negotiations, where we will let the public know when we come back. Thank you.